Let's make some more fun ephemera for Dephemerember. Hello and welcome to the treasured page. I'm Melanie and this is our quiet crafting space. Welcome back to Dephemerember. If you are new here and just joining in, this is a mini series called Dephemerember 2023 and you can find it in the playlist. And you will be able to see how I put together this ring binder journal, which is capturing all the little ideas, and the ephemera that I'm making this December for Dephemerember. Here you can see my soft cover binder has been used making all the scraps that I've had on my desk. I've chosen to put some embellishments on the top here, cut a bird out of a book, and I've added my ring binder rings to the back of it on some eco-dyed fabric. So everything has come from scraps. It's a complete true junk journal. It's a soft cover journal binder made from a padded paper bag, and inside you can see the quilting, and I've got some interesting bits here where I would be able to add more ephemera using this rusted file folder closure. And here I have used this idea to cover and protect it, and this is a printed canvas using the freebie digital kits from the girls who are hosting Dephemerember. So that is Barbara from 49 Dragonflies. This was available from her coffee shop, and this is from Louisa Heinzel, who hosts Dephemerember, and this was a freebie from her website. And there you'll be able to pick up the prompt list, and the prompt list looks like this, and you'll see the introduction of Effie, who is our ephemera friend, and he has given us the prompts this year, and all the prompts are there. So that is that. And then over here, this is what I did to the prompt list. I blew it up and then I distressed it and made it look as if this was Effie's schedule. The last prompt I did was magical creature. I've got my mermaid here on an altered envelope, and you can see that I've got a sentiment there saying a wonderful creature, and that is how that all came together. So see how I made the embellishment on a previous video, but that's how I've added it onto something workable within the journal. And then over, these are my kintsugi houses, which was also on a prompt. And that is an artistic process traditionally used in Japan to repair pottery using a gold lacquer. What I've used here is imitation gold foil over the top of glue, and this is paper that has been dyed. So that was really good fun to do. I enjoyed that. And now we're going to move on and see if I can put something a little bit more interesting there. And I'm doing prompt number 14, mushroom robots. Over the holidays, I've been looking at all the wrapping paper and the packaging and things that come at this time of year. And I have found this. This is the sort of packaging you might find that they wrap china or glassware in, maybe plates or crockery. And I was very excited to see this embossed paper. It has little squares on it, and I thought that that could be really interesting to make my little robots out of. So I've torn off a bit and I've been cutting out little shapes here, and I think that I can make my little robots out of this embossed paper. Well, if you've got any packaging paper that you could run through an embossing machine, if you have such a thing, you could do the same. I think this would look really nice with flowers or swirls or any of the interesting 3D embossing folders that we can get hold of. So if you've got anything like that, you could make some embossed images. Now it doesn't have to be robots, but I've cut them out to be that. I've got one little bigger one and one smaller one. But the prompt said mushroom robots. Now I could do a mushroom shaped head, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep my robots as robots, and then I think I'll do them a mushroom background. And what I'm going to use is brushed pewter to see if I can stain them with this spray, and we'll see if we can get a silver effect. Okay, so I've got my robots. They're looking really smart. They have been stained in the silver mica, and I have managed to connect them together with some jump hoops here. And now I'm piercing a hole in the middle of the lower part here with my awl, and just so that I'm wanting to see if this will help make more of a feature on the robot's face. So I'm putting in a very small little eyelet, just wondering if that might add anything to to give them some features or detail. And I'll just pull that apart there at the back, squash that down. I'm just wondering, perhaps I need to do that a bit more. I just want to make sort of a smiley face, or a, you know, a line of. So perhaps if I put these in. These are tiny paper fasteners or brads from Tim Holtz, and they've got a little top to them that looks like a nut or a bolt with a little screwdriver slot there, and I'm just adding them in because they're cute. There we go, last one going in there now. That just adds a little facial feature to my robot, giving him a nose. And here they are with the paper fasteners in to give them some features. They are looking quite good. Okay, with this scrap, I'm going to have that as my background, and I'm going to glue this packaging paper on to create more of a tag, and then I'm going to put my robots on as features. But what I want to do is, because we're supposed to be having mushrooms in this prompt for the robots, and then the next prompt is plaid and polka dots, I'm going to combine the two prompts together and create one tag. So this background here is going to be the next prompt, which is plaid and polka dots. So I'm putting this down because I've looked at my packaging paper here and it's a grid. So I think that if I add some colour to it, we might be able to get the plaid. Alright, so we're going to put the mushroom robots to one side for the minute, and I'm focusing on prompt 18, plaid with polka dots, please touch. So I think this is a very tactile piece, and knobbly bobbly piece anyway, which draws you in and makes you want to touch it. So that's why I think that this works. I'm going to see if I can add some spray to this and just give some colour. I'm wanting to go for a green plaid effect, so I'm just adding in the ink there. I don't want to waste too much of that ink spray. That was forest moss. I've also got the distressed ink rusted wilderness, and I'm thinking that that will give it a little bit more texture, so I just need a brush for that. Let's see about this one. And I need to dry this off. Just going to go over with the rusted wilderness to get the oxide effect, which is quite nice, a nice smoky effect. These robots are maybe in the wilderness, the rustic wilderness, where mushrooms grow. So that's what's happening. They are the little robots that make the mushrooms grow, perhaps. They're not actually mushroom robots themselves. They're not robots that are mushrooms. They don't look like mushrooms, but they make everything work in the forest, because this is the mechanical forest. So we are just doing that like that. That's interesting. And now what I want to do is create a plaid effect. I've just got this nude colour, which is a matte chalk paint, and that came from Cosmic Shimmer, and I've got that. So I'm going to use, I think, my thin paintbrush, and I'm just going to use the grid and see if I don't know if I need two lines, but I'm just going to trail it across here like that. Don't want to mix in the ink or change the colour too much. And then I think I might do a second line underneath, and I'll probably have to come over the top again because the ink is reactive and will bleed through, so that's all right. And then what I'll do is I'll come down here, and I'm just going to do these crisscross effects. The fact that it's wibbly wobbly is quite fun. So we'll just come down like that, nice and rustic, and I'll do another
2 lines going down that way and just give the suggestion of a plaid sort of lumberjack design in the background there. And then I think if I'm going to do this properly, I'll probably come over and do one there. Oh, I do not have a steady hand today. Go up there and then down here. I can't see, that's what's going on. I'm supposed to be going in between those lines. There we are, like that. And then let's say one here and one here, and then just repeat the pattern. That's it. And then I think I'll just come down here and I've got some polka dot fabric which I found amongst my fabric stash, so that is good news. I'm going to cut these in half, and these are going to form my mushroom shapes, and I'm going to add them to this tag. So I'm just sort of seeing what they would be like. I actually think I only want 2 for this idea, and I think I will be backing these with this fabric. So we'll just take some of this fabric, and then what I'm going to do is take my stick glue and just put that down, and then I'm going to put it onto this fabric scrap here. Just stick those down and then cut there, because okay, now we've got another little scrap. I'm just painting a scrap of watercolour paper in the remainder of this buff colour that I had here, and then I will be able to use that as my mushroom stalks in a minute. So I'm just going to give myself that colour. It's got a nice textured on there, little piece of card, very useful. So that's that done. And I've got my robots, and now I'm going to combine both prompts together and have my plaid and my polka dots like this. And what I'm going to do is those are going to become the mushrooms for the mushroom robots. And what I think I would like to try and do is make them look like they are holding little umbrellas, and for that I'm going to just take my card here, cut out some shapes that resemble mushrooms, and then I'm going to piece the robot's arms over the top of them like that. And these are going to be my little mushroom robots. So I'm going to stick this down where I think, and then I'm just going to stick the head of the mushroom down and the arm where I want it in position, and then everything else I'm going to allow to be movable. Right, on reflection, I'm just leaving the legs free on that one, and then I'm doing the same here. So I'm going round with my glue, putting in my mushroom stalk, adding in more glue for the stalk piece, working out where I want my mushroom and my robot. Needs to be here. We'll do it at an angle. So what I want them to look like is umbrellas, really. I'm just turning this into a tag now, removing those pieces, and we're nearly there. I think I'll just punch a hole and put a little piece of string in the top. To finish, I've got a bit of gold gilding wax here. I'm just going to go around the edges and just give that a nice little finish there with the metallic, and that just sort of will help bring things together in the journal because I've been using metallics throughout. So I've got my robots there with the silvery pewter tones from the Tim Holtz spray, and then just bringing in a bit of gold there. I think that that's quite sweet. That edges it, gives it something a little bit interesting around the sides. Just come in a bit as well. There we go. Really fun. Oh my goodness, this is so fun. And the fact that it's used 2 prompts, I think that that's really clever on my part, because, you know, we haven't got lots of time, but then it can come and live here. But then we can have it here, which looks really lovely actually. I'm still got to find something for this bit, so we'll have to do something about that. And let's just see how this works with my mermaid. Alright, so I think it's going to come and live here. And there we go. I'm really pleased with that. I'm probably going to do 2 more in one final video leading up to the end of the year, and then that will be it, because I now want to concentrate on some other things. So I've said I was going to do 12 prompts, and I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. I have done 10 prompts of the 16. I've said I would do 12, so I've got 1 more video that I shall do on this project, and then I will be moving on to something else. So I'm really pleased to have done that. Probably not going to do the friendship bracelet. I don't know. I might. I will. I'm not promising anything. I might. I'll see. Okay, I'm going to leave it there today with this prompt done. The mushroom robots and plaid and polka dots. Please touch, and it's very movable, very interactive, really fun, and there's the softness of the fabric, there's the texture of that background emboss, and then we've got the swinging, dangling legs of the robot. So there we go. I think that covers the brief really nicely for the prompts today, and if you'd like to have a go at anything like that, embossed paper would work brilliantly, and then just cutting up your shapes and making your robots, being able to join them with jump hoops or pieces of wire, or bend round some paper clips, anything that you've got, and see if you've got some fabric. And if you just have some red paper, then you could put on some white dots. It will work perfectly well with a white gel pen to put in the white dots on some red paper. So I've just used fabric there because that's what I had to hand. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching. I am Melanie, and this is the Treasured Page. And if you'd like to catch up on the previous prompts and the ideas, you can have a look at my playlist, which is Dephemerember 2023. If you'd like to follow along and watch more videos from me, do please click the subscribe button, and the bell icon will alert you when I have uploaded a new video. Thank you again, everybody, and above everything else, just slow down and make crafting time for you. Bye bye now.